Kumusta ka, Marista? These days, we find ourselves in a situation which we have never imagined, and it has forced us to live our lives in entirely different ways for our safety and for the safety of everyone around us. Because of these changes, we may have developed uncertainties about the future. Siguro nga isa na sa napakaraming tanong na meron tayo paano nga ba mangyayari ang online classes? In exactly 1 month from now, school year 2020 to 2021 will begin. And that is why I welcome all of you to Marist Online Kamustahan. In this 5 episode online show, we will be having guests to help us understand how exactly is the school going to operate in a virtual setting. Kakamustahin din natin ng ilan pang empleyado ng paaralan kung paano nga ba nila ito pinaghahandaan. In our very first episode, we begin with some of the people who helped shape Marist VIOLETS, the school's online learning program. Here with us today are School Principal Mr. John Benjamin Balatbat and Cluster 4 Assistant Principal Ms. Charisse Guevarra.
Good day, everyone. Good day, Marista.
Good day, Sir James. Is it day or even night? Whatever. Sige lang.
Sige po, hello. Ayan, sige. Simulan na po natin, no? Siguro, one thing since it's kamustahan, yung ginagawa natin ngayon, kamustahin naman po muna natin kung ano yung naramdaman nyo when the previous school year was cut short. And what were you feeling during the enhanced community quarantine implemented in the Philippines? Sir JB?
Well, there were mixed emotions. On the one hand, I felt fearful and sad. And on the other, I felt excited. I felt fearful and sad primarily because the school year 2019-2020 ended up abruptly because of the pandemic. But at the same time, I felt excited because an opportunity is given us to deliver teaching and learning, to deliver instruction using a different mode, using online learning through a learning management system like Google Classroom.
Oh, so ano po, no, Sir JB, dami ring mga na-cut na activities, lalo na yung mga inaabangan ng students natin like the graduation and the moving up ceremonies. But like what you said, this is also a very good opportunity for us.
Yes, right. And I think though the school wasn't the students weren't able, especially our grade 12 students, our grade 6 students, our grade 10 and kinder for their moving up, especially our grade 12 students, they weren't able to experience graduating, having that particular sense of fulfillment. But they would always remember, I'm sure they would always remember COVID-19 as one that has really interrupted their experience. But I know Maristas, and they would be able to pick themselves up and be able to rise above the challenge that COVID-19 is presenting to them.
The exact day when the pandemic or when classes were suspended, I think that was a Monday. A Monday after our grade 12 students took their exam. So we were already in the process of preparations for graduation, for recognition. All committee meetings have been held already. We were already in the process of making the decorations for our graduating batch. So everything has been prepared already, only to learn that as days go by, the president would always prolong or would always extend the quarantine period up until such time that we have already concluded that there will be no more graduation. So I felt sad. I felt sad for our graduating students. I was very emotional at the time because every time I would think of them, they were my first batch. I remember the time that I said goodbye to them during their grade 10 moving up. That the last time, yeah, the last time I talked with them, I really said goodbye, and then I felt sad because I will no longer be able to see them when they go to senior high. Because at that particular time, I did not know yet that I would be transferring to senior high. So I was really looking forward to again be a witness to one of their milestones. And then when it came to my knowledge that there would really be no graduation at all, I even texted or I even sent a PM to my ABM students that no matter what happens, they would always be a Marist. They would always bear the Marist the Marist trademark, probably the trademark that you can call. And then they were asking me, "Ma'am, pagbalik po ba namin sa August may graduation pa?" Sabi ko, "Hindi ko lang sure kung mangyayari pa 'yan." Sabi nila, "Ma'am, kasi milestone po 'yoon." Sabi ko, "But you would always have milestones naman." Sabi ko, "Siguro lang it just so happened that it happened to your batch. But that is let that not be let not parang let that not stop you from dreaming, from working too hard, from really excelling because you are already excellent in your own field."
Oo nga, ma'am, 'no. In fairness naman po sa batch na 'to 'no, very outstanding in so many ways yung grade 12 students natin.
Mm. Ano sila, very naging close kasi sila sa akin kasi nga grade 10 ako yung AP nila. Tapos nung umakyat sila ng grade 11 ako ulit yung AP nila. Tapos nung grade 12 AP pa rin nila ako. So parang 4 na taon ko silang nakilala. Tapos parang nalulungkot talaga ako. Nakakalungkot na hindi ko sila man lang nakita na na tumanggap nung kanilang mga diploma up on stage.
Hmm. Ayun. But, regardless of all those things na na-miss natin, like what Sir JB said, this experience that we're having right now also gives us an opportunity to do something new. At yun na nga po yung pag-implement ng Marist Violets sa Marist School. And so, that leads me to my next question, no? Ano po ba yung mga considerations that the administrators had in preparing during the time na we were preparing and conceptualizing Marist Violets? Sir JB?
Preparing for school year 2020-2021, there were Marist School took into consideration four important things. Actually, they are not things, but rather persons, individuals, our very own stakeholders, the administration, the school personnel, particularly the faculty, the parents, and the students. The administration had to lay the foundation in creating and developing an online learning program that is aligned to the school's vision and mission. And then the teachers had to be prepared, they had to be trained, they had to be upskilled in order for them to effectively deliver uh, the quality Christian education that Marist School has always been known for. The parents had to be consulted through a survey, the results of which became the basis for the school's online learning program, the Marist Violets. And finally, the students had to be oriented. They had to be prepared so that they would be able to know, they'd be able to easily navigate our learning management system, which is the Google Classroom.
So, no, hearing all these things, no, parang I cannot imagine the weight, the difficulty of the preparations. Ang daming pinagdaanan. But I'm sure nakakatuwa na marinig din no, na the Maris identity that we have won't be saying goodbye even if we transfer online. So,
Correct.
To add to what Sir JB has already said, we also have to take into consideration the factors or the things that would not be within our control. So that would be, for example, even if we have subscribed to a platform, even if we have trained the teachers and everything is almost ready, but in terms of infrastructure, how about the internet connectivity in the Philippines? We're talking about in the Philippines already because no matter how strong your internet connection is, no matter what company are you subscribed 2. But if internet connection is quite slow, that poses a problem. So that was one of the consideration we have to think about up until such time that when the survey came out, we realized that internet connection would be strongest at this particular range of time. So if you that was why we took into consideration that factor when we came up with the schedule of classes. We noticed, for example, or it came out from the survey that the internet connection would be at strongest between 7 to 4. Okay, however, since we will not be able, it is not also advisable that students would be exposed to computer, specifically the younger ones. We would not want to expose them to long period looking at the computer. So that was why we made it sure that each cluster is allotted a specific time range. So again, if you're going to take a look at violets, there would be two clusters who would be having their classes in the morning, and there would be clusters who would be having their classes in the afternoon. Although again, we could not come up with a one size fits all solution. It's going to be very challenging, but with this kind of of design, hopefully we were able to help the parents when they said that they'd like their children to be exposed to the computer for a maximum of 4 hours only, as far as the senior high school is concerned, and between 1 to 2 hours for our younger students.
So, talagang survey-based din ang ating
Mhm.
preparations for violets. Siguro if I may ask, no, yung kasi one thing that possibly the students, especially our older students, would be thinking yung paano naman yung mga nahihirapan sa internet connection, paano naman yung siguro palaging napuputulan ng internet connection or nawawala-wala. What were the considerations of the school with these kinds of situations?
Again, it all boils down to how can the teacher help. Okay, that is why first we came up with a scheme that would actually um, allow the students to have conference time with the teacher. So if in case, just in case, for example, a student would be losing his connectivity, there would always be time for the teacher or the student to always be talking with the teacher at the time when he is connected. Okay. So therefore, if for example, if a student would lose his connectivity in the afternoon for the senior high, and then he or she is supposed to get in touch with the teacher in the morning, and the teacher
Mm.
would always be available at that time, and we would be very, I think, since this is the new normal that we would be observing already, we will not be very strict with we would be very understanding with connectivity. Okay, because whatever the problems of the students are, that would also be the problems of the teachers. So if their
Exactly.
problem would be connectivity, teachers would also be having problems in connectivity. Okay, so it's I actually learned from a webinar which I attended. It's the speaker actually said na hindi naman lahat ng tanong ay kailangang may sagot agad. Kasi nga bago sa atin lahat ito. So tulong-tulong lang tayo na masolusyonan lahat ng pinagdadaanan natin. Kasi in the end, when all of this is over, we have another option. So we can go back face to face, and at the same time we also have online. So win-win situation siya. Na
Mm.
natuto na tayo na back to face tayo, pero at the same time natuto rin naman tayo mag-deliver ng online classes. So wala namang natalo doon in the end.
Talagang ano na, it's just a learning experience also for each and every
Mhm.
one of us.
Yeah.
Parang ano din, I think the teachers like me would agree na kailangan maging patient and flexible din kaming lahat, tayong lahat sa situation ng students natin. So, yun po,
Yes.
no? Um, so with all these things considered, especially as one of the people who were in the front lines in conceptualizing, preparing, and forming our Violets program, what would you consider as the standout characteristic of our online learning program? So JB?
Okay. Um, the delivery may be different. The delivery of the teaching and learning may be done online, but then the Marist Violets still is able to offer the same unique Marist education that is truly holistic and that communicates values. And I do think that is the standout feature of our Marist Violets.
How about for you, Ma'am Sha?
Mm, we did not do away, even if it's online, we did not do away with what makes up a marist or married
Mm,
school marist, if that's correct. We did not do away with prayers. Okay,
Correct.
there would always be prayers, no matter how difficult. So if you notice during online, when teachers, for example, in our meeting, when teachers would be praying at the same time, and the speed of sound might be different from coming from one location to the other, but we are still going to pray. So we did not do away with that. Okay, we did not do away with Filipino practice of saying our doing our flag ceremony. So we will still be doing that. There would also be First Friday masses, our online masses. There would still be um, it's going to be challenging MIGs, but there would still be club meetings. As to what to how out we are going to do it, that's going to be the challenge. But there would still be club meetings. So in taken as one, taken as a package, It still marries. The only difference is that it's going to be delivered online, but it's still going to be marries.
What I like from what I'm hearing, no, although nabasa ko rin siya dun sa Violet's manual, but it's different when you hear them. Parang hindi pa rin nawawala yung holistic formation ng ating students. Hindi lang utak ang talagang madedevelop even if we're
Correct.
doing it online.
Correct.
So if you're
Ayun.
going to interview our guidance personnel also, there would
Mm.
also be counseling sessions with our students. They have programs for that as well. So we will not do away with what are usually being done on a face-to-face class.
Yes. So yun, thank you for saying that, Ma'am Chan. No, that's what our audience would be waiting for sa, I think that's episode 3 ng ating Marist. Okay, so malalaman din natin paano nag-ooperate yung mga support staff natin, support offices natin. And any last words if you want to share to our parents and students, Sir JB?
Well, we may be in different locations, we may be in our houses, we may be in different places, but we do find a way for us to connect with each other. And through the Marist Violets, we are able to connect together as one Marist family and be able to enjoy, experience that unique Marist education.
Ma'am Cha?
I think I would be one with the new president in saying that when he says you journey with us, it's going to be a difficult, it's going to be rough, it's going to be full of problems, but you journey with us. I'd like to tell our students, I'd like to tell our parents that together we pray. We pray that all everything we after all the preparations we have made, I think we are ready. I believe we are ready. We might have shortcomings, but we are ready to offer the marriage education that we promised to give to your sons and to your daughters.
Ayan, thank you so much. At para sa mga manonood po natin, no, if you want to get more information and ideas about how our Maris Violets would go, you can visit our Maris Online Learning Program there on your screen. Nakita po natin yung link. And you can also like us on Facebook. So that one would really help us know a lot about our Maris Online Learning Program. And talagang masasabi natin, no, na Marist, okay na okay sa Marist that we are very ready for our Marist Violets. We are all ready to go online. And maraming salamat po, Ma'am Cha and Sir JB, for
Thank
being with
you.
us.
Thank you also.
Thank you.
Yan, thank you. And this has been Sir Miguel Villon. And thank you for watching our episode. Next week, we'll find out yung side naman ng ating faculty, how they have prepared for this. And once again, this has been Marist OK Online Kamustahan.